welcome to the Living Hope Thought for the Day. We find ourselves today in the book of Job, perhaps one of the most difficult books of the whole Bible. Difficult because God's servant Job is righteous, he's seeking to live the right way before God, and yet it seems that God has allowed considerable trouble to come to this wonderful man. He's lost family, he's lost possessions. We find as his story unfolds that just so much seems to go wrong. We also have in this story some quite difficult matters, issues, that it seems at this particular time that Satan was allowed in the presence of God to make his accusations. And he's the one who says, look at Job. And Job, he may be doing very well, but you're just protecting him. You're just putting too many hedges around him. The Lord has said, have you thought about Job? Because he obviously does hold Job up as a great example of what he really wants in man. But the devil, as I've said, is quick to say, look, you make life so easy for Job. Well, the Lord is going to allow all sorts of suffering. As I've said, he loses family, he loses many possessions, animals. He does seem to have been a very wealthy man, and his health is touched, and maybe that's a particular challenge. And he has so-called friends who come along and they make all their suggestions as to why he's going through this time. And some of them, frankly, are very unhelpful because they seem to give the impression that Job is being punished and that God must really have some big problems with him to allow what's being inflicted on him to happen. But so the story moves through, and Job just shines through it all. It's not that he's never low or never despondent, but he has this confidence, in my flesh I will see God, that my Redeemer liveth. It's just fantastic, the faith of this man, despite very considerable adversity. But right at the end of the story, in chapter 42, I just want to read to you a verse where we read this. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. This is a really remarkable thing. You see, Job could have so easily wallowed in self-pity. He could have been so self-centered on prayers for himself. And none of us would dare condemn him, because I'm sure that you or I in that situation, that's how we would have responded. Oh Lord, deliver me. Oh Lord, do this for me. Oh Lord, step into my situation. But what in fact happens is Job just begins to pray for those friends. We don't know who all the friends were. We know the friends, they're mentioned in the book, who came alongside him and gave their verdicts. But what is very significant is that when Job's focus and attention goes on praying for them, and I'm sure he's praying blessing. I don't think he's praying that God will punish them or make life difficult for them. Far from that. He's desiring blessings from God upon them. And when he reaches out and prays for others, God looks and says, Job, now you're going to enter a time of blessing. You're going to see a restoration of so much of what you've lost. It's really good in our most awfully dark and difficult times to seek to pray and lift up others. That unselfishness will so much bless the heart of God. And it's very much in the heart of Jesus when he prayed, Father, not my will, but your will be done. That opened the door for our salvation. you can bless others through praying for them. God bless you.